It was very close. I almost threw up when that happened. So,
Yeah, I could tell that was a weird.
all right, sir, hit it.
Sir, sir, hurry! Grab me that Experience Points podcast Game of the Year episode.
2022. Finish
2022.
it.
But sir, it's already January 2nd. It's past 10:32
You're so
Listen here.
stupid.
I control the time around here. And I said, grab me that Experience Point Podcast 2022 Game of the Year edition.
Sir. Here comes the opener.
Oh, gee.
Our opener is an amalgamation of Mega Man X Buster sounds, and the signature sound is the Final Fantasy Level Up tune, which will always be the greatest level up tune of all time. So, no, I'm talking about the actual sound that you hear
I know,
when you level
I
up.
know.
Oh.
You're talking about the experience, like gaining XP, not
Yes.
necessarily.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Anyway, welcome back, gamers, to the Experience Points podcast. And today's date is January 1st, 2023. And today I am joined by Blackout.
What up, y'all? New year, new me. Still loud though.
It's still loud. And just a quick shout out, we are going to I'm going to shout out Eric's new Blackout YouTube channel, which he specializes in Pokemon fighting and tourney stuff and some good old tips. Yeah, I've seen he has five videos now. Five?
I believe it's 4 right now.
Okay, 4 right now. But they're getting hits and they're funny as hell, and he got some good Poke tips for you. So I will leave a link, if I don't forget, in the description. And you can check that out at your convenience. But today we are going to chit chat about 3 things involving Game of the Year last year, our favorite character from last year, our favorite soundtrack from last year, and obviously our Game of the Year for 2022. So wait, before we do that, Jones, how you been? Because it's been a good long while since we heard your voice on this channel.
It has been a good long while, but I've been good. Just trying to broaden my horizons a little bit, even though I haven't still be playing as many games as I should be playing, but I don't watch as many animes as I should be watching. But I'm trying to get there. 2023 is the year of no procrastination, or at least lower procrastination. I'm trying.
Lessprocrastination.com is the website. You go to it and it's a picture of Blackout holding a bunch of games in his hand, cheesing. For me, this year, since we're talking about gamer resolutions, mine is to just play more meaningful games to me, because 2 years ago I had a resolution to just play as many games as possible, and that was literally the most stressful year I had in a while. I forgot what the count was, but I think I played like 30 something games that year. I gotta look at my calendar because I write them down on my calendar. But not only did I play, but I mean I beat like 30 something games a couple of years ago. And then last year I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this the year of the anime, and I did that, and that was fun. I watched a lot of new and different anime last year. I actually really hopped on the comedy and romance anime scene last year.
Welcome to 2010.
Damn, that's a burn.
I'm just saying, I've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, I know. I learned that
But
about you.
you did hook me up with one anime, so I'm pretty happy with that. You know.
And which one would that
I
be?
hooked you with my 12.
And which one would that be? Hashtag shout out.
That would be, Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, Hit a Girl, whatever it was. That anime was really good. I enjoyed it.
It was Rent a
I
Girlfriend.
finished the heck out of that anime. I think I watched like the first like season, like 8 hours or something crazy.
Yeah, the anime was great. I really enjoyed that. It was funny as hell. Oh my god, I could not stop laughing. I just started season 2 of Rise of the Shield Hero this morning.
That's one I need to actually start watching. I've always been hearing about it, but I just never get to it.
Yeah. Well, so far,
But I have been watching Bleach, so I'm getting caught up on Bleach, and then I started watching Spy X Family recently.
Mm-hmm. It's actually It's actually when I fell off of because I don't know. It was interesting
I
at first.
understand. I can totally see how you fall off. It kind of has a quiet taste. Like it looks like it's funny, but at the same time, it seems like they might be reaching a little too hard. So
Yeah.
I understand. I do.
Most definitely. Anyway, we are here to chit chat about Game of the Year stuff, so let's get right into it. Why don't you hit me, Eric, with your favorite character of the year so far?
Okay,
not
this
so far
one-
from last year. Sorry.
This one might come as a surprise.
Mars?
Also, I don't actually remember when we started playing this, but I would say good old Cody from It Takes Two.
That is a surprise. Cody.
Yeah, so it's like, I was thinking about this because I was going to say something like Nimona, but Nimona's basically because of Goku. It's just Goku. I'm sorry. So, but look, Cody, it's like, it's like he actually has a pretty deep character where it's like, even though he feels like he's trying to break, to get a divorce with his wife and everything, but he still cares for his daughter, and he does, in fact, try, and he still actually supports and everything.
Well, I'm not sure how much he cares about his daughter because, quick spoilers,
Okay, well,
for the next 5 seconds, he rips her freaking favorite elephant apart. But he does it.
Okay.
But he does it because he thinks it's gonna turn them back human.
Okay, so maybe you're right. Okay, maybe he gets better later. I don't know. Okay, fine. We just said about the girl at all. Maybe it's about how he treats his wife. They do argue and everything, but it doesn't seem like that. You can see that they kind of still have a spark. And near the end of the game, he really was starting to support her and trying to help her and get over her issues and stuff. She wanted to have her sing and things. It was all good and because I don't know, I feel like you can some people can actually learn from this guy. Other than no, you should not think it's a good idea to everything to destroy your daughter's favorite toy because you think it'll make her cry, which you think will turn you back into humans, because that's just wrong.
And I'm going to say it again, and I've said it quite a few times on this podcast. If you guys have not played It Takes Two, please play it, because it on the outside looking in, it doesn't look like anything interesting at all, but it is literally probably one of the greatest games you will ever play. It is that freaking good. It is gorgeous. It is fun because it's a game made by gamers for gamers, and the story is very interesting from start to finish. Like, you get so invested in this husband and wife's journey from divorce to the end, and you really don't know if they're gonna break up or not by the end of this damn game.
It's true.
Like the whole time I would say, I don't want to spoil, but for most of that damn game I was like, okay, these people need to turn this thing around, but they actually acted like how real people would act in those situations, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. And also, just throwing it out there, Zero Sin loves this game so much he's renamed it The Two of Us on more than one occasion.
Zero Sin renamed it The Two of Us because he has a bad memory.
But I mean, it was basically like throw a rendition of The Last of Us, and we know how good that game is. So that he thinks something that's such a good game, it is on the same level as The Last of Us. So there you go. The
And
two of us. It takes two.
that is a 100% true statement. 100% true statement. And I'm actually thinking about replaying The Last of Us this year, but I don't want to pay the the $70 price tag just for the remake. I mean, I've been watching videos and they said it's really, really good and worth it.
Did you
But
say 7 or 7?
70.
No.
Yeah,
What
I
they
actually,
need to do is give you a $10 upgrade if you
and
already
that's
have it.
and that's exactly what I thought, because when it came out, I went online. I was like, I'm about to get my free upgrade or at least the cheap upgrade. Nope. Now, even if it was like a $20 upgrade, I would have did that, but that didn't happen.
A
So
$70 for a game. We're talking part one or part two. Part one, right?
this is a remake of part one, but
Yeah, that's what
they
I'm saying.
did
Okay, so
add
you're trying to make this.
they did add in a lot. So if you've never played this game before, it would be worth the $70 price tag on PS5.
What if you played it just a little bit, then you stop?
You're so stupid. How much is a little bit?
I think I went on some run. There was like I can't remember. I think we had to go rescue some girl or something like that. Oh yeah. We rescued the girl, and then I don't remember what happened too. But we were like trying to go get out of town or something like that, and we like got to this park or something like that. We had to kind of do some Metal Gear Solid sneaking, and I believe that's where I'm at.
Okay, I think you're probably just maybe like 4 hours into the game, if that. But if that's all you played, is that the PlayStation 3 version, or is this the PS4
I
remaster?
think it was a PlayStation 4. Because here's the story. I originally had the game on PS3, never opened it, big surprise. Then the PS4 version came out, and I was able to somehow pull off some scam at Target. I shouldn't say it like that, but I was able to pull off some scam where I was able to return my PS3 version and get the PS4 version for like $10. I don't remember how the hell that worked.
So
They did like a no return without a receipt or something like that. And then I just got the PS4 version. So I basically got a free upgrade from PS3 to PS4 for like $10. So I think that's the version I played.
So basically, what you're saying is you're the first person to ever do the free PS4 upgrade.
Basically.
And also too, you just confessed to a whole ass crime live on the channel.
No, it's not a crime because it was technically legal how we did it, because you have, I believe, when when you're at Target, you have like 3 no receipt returns that you can do in a year. Now they don't need to know that I bought that game like a year ago, but I did a no receipt return, and the game was like $50 or something like that. Then The Last of Us was on sale or something like that on the PS4. Man, I might have made money off of that now as I think about it. I'm gonna be quiet now.
You're a mess. So yes, if you have the PS4 remaster, just play that. It's fine. But in time, I will replay the PS5 version, because the game is just that damn good. And I've been hearing great things, amazing things, honestly, about the TV show. After we finish the podcast here, I'm actually gonna hop on HBO and watch it myself, because I'm really excited about it. Anywho, my character of the year comes from, and I mentioned it on our podcast Facebook page, from God of War Ragnarok. Her name is Angerboda, and Ragnarok is obviously all about Norse mythology, and Angerboda is one of the love interests of what's his face name's son.
And I was gonna say it ain't Kratos, because Kratos don't look like he care about nothing like that.
Yes, is the love interest of Kratos' son,
Little Cray.
Little Cray. You're stupid. Next time I play the game, I'm gonna call him Little Cray. And she just so at a point in the game, you go through, just like the game starts off like hard as hell, and
Hard in the paint.
Hard in the paint, as Erica said in our very first Game of the Year episode. Kratos and Atreus, they kind of separate a little bit, and that's the thing I love about this game is the fact that you do a little bit more as different characters than just Kratos. So Atreus kind of separates, and he goes off and he does his own thing. He's kind of going through something, and then he stumbles across Angrboda, and her personality. And
okay, is it angry? Is it angry?
No,
it has to be. Her name is Angrboda.
Her name is Angrboda, but she's not angry at all. She's actually very, very level-headed, and her fighting style is she uses like mystical paint to fight with. It's like mystical dust, but it's like different colors every time. Like she throws like some of it out, and you come from like the first part of the game. You're in the cabin of Kratos, and everything's covered in snow, so everything is just like basically just black and white, and that really really muted color. And they did that on purpose, obviously. So when you go to Angrboda's area, everything is bright and lively, and it just like it pops. So when you start fighting with her and you start seeing her fight for the very first time, like these clouds of yellow and purple and pink, and it's like, what is happening right now? And she's extremely, extremely powerful, and she's just kicking ass and doing all kinds of stuff that you can't do at that point in time. And the journey that you take with her, it's another reason why I love that game so much. I love part 1, but part 2 was definitely better for me. I heard a lot of people say that they like part 1 better because part 2 was just more of the same. But I mean, of course, it's a God of War game, but the way they did it was just so good. So anyway, she is played by a black voice actress, and obviously her character is black in the game, and it's good to see representation as always.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. So why you get saying you gotta have an angry black woman, even though she ain't angry, or she ain't gotta be angry anyway? What's up with that?
She's a very important character in the lore of the game. So, and I remember when I first heard her name, I was like, "Did she say Angrboda?" And then I put on the captions, and I was like, "Oh yeah, she said Angrboda." But she is a beast and a half, and she sets Atreus straight, and just gets him back on the right path. And she's
maybe more than one way.
She is a love interest, I will say that. And I was definitely going for those two throughout the entire game. But yeah, she was just such a well-designed and well-written character, and extremely well acted. Like, out of all the voice actors in the entire game, she was definitely one of the best ones. So good. Alrighty, how about your soundtrack of the year, my friend?
Okay, well, I couldn't completely stay away from this one. My soundtrack of the year will go to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, because the music is just good. Did you do a surprise shock like you're actually surprised?
No, not, that was a sarcastic Mara.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because look, they just going hard in the paint when they got the music. Like, even like, dude, it's always good. They have so many good songs in there. Like, even though the game came out, Endwalker came out in 2021 technically, but yeah, we have patches. And in 2022, they did not disappoint. There's some really good songs up in there. I can't even just list them all. There's just a lot of them. They're good, especially the raid songs. The raid songs are really beautiful. You might have actually heard one of them. No, I take that back. They wouldn't have that Rhapsody game or whatever.
I've done like 2 raids so far in my entire Final Fantasy 14 career.
Yeah, you need to get on it, bro. Get to the current one. The current tier with the storyline with the gods and stuff. The 12. It's pretty good. The music is really good. The other raids from the Pandemonium, those are also really good songs. Yeah, you just gotta hear some of it. You would probably have this all set on your Spotify account or whatever. You be jamming through these rounds of work. Okay, never mind. But yeah,
I actually did log on for the first time in about a month. A couple of days ago, and I didn't hop on long. I was just trying to check on my main there's anything. And thank you, by the way, for the stuff that you sent. I appreciate it.
I still don't know what it was, but you're welcome. I literally don't even remember what I sent you. I just saw you send me as like a thank you. So I was like, okay, cool. I was thinking like, what did I send you?
You just sent me.
Because I probably sent it months ago.
You just sent me a bunch of furniture.
Ah, okay. There you go.
But keep that furniture coming. But yeah,
Oh yeah, I think I sent you one of them nice fancy bed or something.
I mean, of course, Square soundtrack is going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to hearing the soundtrack for 16. I mean, I know that the creators from 14 are really working on that one really hard. So I really think that it's going to be a lot like 14, of course. So
I kind of hate when they make games just like their online version, because like that is really what put me off from playing 12, because literally 12 felt just like a little like, man, screw this. I could be doing this on 11. I like, why I'm not farming hunting stuff in 12 when I could be farming in 11 to make gear.
I see. That I didn't know.
Yes, 11 and 12 are very similar.
I see.
In terms of like gameplay, anyway. Combat.
Well, that gameplay turned me off from 12 for so long. I would say years it turned me off. I mean, I absolutely loved the character. I adored the characters in that game. I really did. And the world, but just the combat turned me off. But then when the Switch version came out, and I could use like the fast forward and whatnot and get through the battles really quickly, that made it a lot better.
Yeah, that battle was a little something. I mean, like I said, that's one of those games that I still have to go back and play. Like, yeah, 12 is like the only modern day Final Fantasy that I haven't beat. So I do need to rectify that at some point.
Yes, the story is definitely top tier. Definitely top tier. 100%. It's probably my top 5 story as far as Final Fantasy goes.
It was definitely kind of a different play than most of the Final Fantasies, if I remember correctly. Like with the whole beginning of the game, I basically like, I don't know if it was the Empire as a whole, but I remember like pretty much it was like the crumbling of that like castle or something like that. I can't remember. I think you died at the very beginning. I can't remember too much, but yeah.
It's a lot
it
of
like
vengeance.
It was going away.
It's a lot of vengeance in that game. And one of my favorite things is having the airships as summons, or having the summons airships. That's one of my absolute favorite things about that game. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, I don't even think I got that far. I'm gonna have to replay it on the PS4 version or whatever, because I got that PS2 version where it is a little hard to play. I did try to go back and play it once.
Get it on your Switch, it'll be better.
Little Switch.
Yep, it's got the good old fast forward mechanic in there. And I think you can turn off battles if you need to, which really help when backtracking and whatnot.
Yeah, but I think you could avoid battles in the first place. Like, it isn't random battles. You can actually see the enemies coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you can, but there's a lot that you can't avoid. So it's best to just switch them bad boys off. My soundtrack of the year is actually from Sonic Frontiers.
Oh.
And Sonic Frontiers surprised the ever-living crap out of me. Like, it really did. It had no business being as good as it was. Because I had like, I had low expectations for that game. I mean, like driving in the middle of the night trying to find a hotel, and you come across a Hotel 3, kind of low expectations for that game.
I mean, you can find a hotel.
Yeah, but if you check into Hotel 3, you're not gonna expect no clean sheets.
I just find a better hotel than Hotel 3, but Hotel 3. But yeah, that might have to be a Hotel 3 if you get my meaning.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. That time I got lost in New York when I moved from Michigan to Connecticut. I got lost in the Bronx at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had to find a hotel. And it didn't say Hotel 3, but it was a Hotel 3. I checked in for the 8 hours, and it cost me like $255.
You should have something. Wait, $2.55. I thought you meant $255. Are you kidding me?
No, $2.55.
I think you'd have been better off in your freaking car.
There was no bathroom. I had to go to the front desk and get like a key with a hubcap attached to it to go.
Oh boy.
So anyway, so yeah, so Sonic Frontiers, man, that soundtrack is a banger and a half. So just imagine Sonic Adventures 2 soundtrack times 5 on crack. And
I mean, Sonic's always had good music, but damn,
the really good stuff, the great songs that were introduced in Sonic Adventures 2, where people actually singing. They have several of those in Sonic Frontiers, and it's like the open world theme is just, it's a lot like Breath of the Wild. It's there, but it's like really light. And then once you go into these little they look like thrones, okay, but you put these gears into the thrones to make them work, and they teleport you to stages, and those stages are where you get the keys, and when you get the keys you unlock the emerald. Excuse me. And those stages they're probably, let's see, there was 4 maps, and there was probably like maybe 5, anywhere from 4 to 7 thrones per map, and each one was like a throwback stage to a different Sonic game. And there's so many great references in this damn game, and each one of those stages had just a banging song. Man, I replayed those stages several times just to hear the music. So
running around at the beat of hell.
yes, a lot of it was like hard rock. Some of it was like EDM. But the music, like for each stage, like each stage was like one of those. It maybe lasted anywhere from 40 seconds to, I think the longest stage was maybe 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. But each stage is like a quick stage that you just run through, and it's a side-scrolling stage for the most part. And each one is just quick, and these songs just go by so fast you just want to hear it again and again. And then they have mini bosses on each stage. They have enemies, mini bosses, mini bosses, and then bosses, like massive bosses. And the mini boss music is just so freaking good. It gets you so hyped to play this damn game. Real quick, I just found out that there's a demo on the Switch, so if you want to load up that demo and check it out, you can play it for free.
Cool.
I played mine on PS5, and it was beautiful. It actually really was beautiful. And
let's just hope they don't give Sonic Frontiers the Mortal Kombat 11 workout.
What do you mean?
Remember how bad Mortal Kombat you felt was
on the Switch? Oh my god. That was like a PS1 Plus game. A PS1 Slim game.
It was like it was Final Fantasy 7 on the world map.
The cutscenes look good, but then as soon as you get in the gameplay, it's just like somebody took a pixel brush and just smacked everybody in the face with it.
Yeah.
What the hell happened to y'all? The frame rate was terrible too. It was like, ugh. I was just pissed about that purchase. I was so mad. But yeah, Sonic Frontiers is definitely is another great game if y'all haven't played that. So It Takes Two, or the two of us as I call it, and Sonic Frontiers are 2 games that you guys definitely need to play if you haven't played them as gamers. Definitely have to play. Alright, Jones, hit me with your game of the year.
Well, speaking of low frame rate, let's go on down to the Chaldea region, because my game of the year is Pokemon Violet. I guess I could say Scarlet and Violet, because it's technically one combo game. But yes, so the game has a lot of issues, but at the same time, it's like, overall, it's the best Pokemon game that they've done as a whole. Like, not now being like, they need to fix the crap some stuff. Don't get me wrong. It is not a perfect game. But if you're a fan of Pokemon, it does what it does pretty well. They've improved, like, it's like the first open world, which I really actually do feel that they did a pretty good job on making it like a completely overworld game. I like the fact that you can find Pokemon in the wild. I mean, you don't just randomly run into Pokemon. You can see them. They can be shiny, and you can see them being shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like just like a lot of the mechanics and how to get the story. It was great. I mean, like how they kind of like put it apart where you can do different things, even though it's still basically the same thing where you're doing everything, but you basically just choose the order that you do it in, or hell, you don't have to do the order at all. You can just go literally around the world and collect Pokemon. Well, you kind of have to at least do one particular thing so that you can get to certain places that you couldn't get to otherwise. But yeah, I mean, you do things in your own order too. Like you're using a set order for gym leaders. You can go fight the hardest gym leader first. Granted that you need to do at least one particular Titan Pokemon to get access to said gym leader. But yeah, you can go to the hardest gym leader first, and you can just do it hard. You make your own challenges, which is really cool. You can set a lot of self goals. Like there's no limits to where you can get. Well, other than the very end of the game, but that's totally different.
Yeah. I'll definitely say that this was my first true Pokemon game, because my first one was Ultra Sun and Moon, and I loved that. I didn't beat it, but I loved it. And then of course Arceus, and that game was great, but it wasn't open world by any means. It was open zone.
Yeah, that was. If they could have done something where like the Arceus, like they needed to at least have where you could go from different areas. You didn't have to always go back to the village and always have to check in with the professor and landing time before you could do anything. That was a little annoying.
Yeah, it was a pain, but I did love the side quests in Arceus. The ones in Scarlet, not so much.
I mean, there really aren't too many side quests in Scarlet and Violet. I mean, there's like they're like kind of basic things, like, oh, bring me 10 of these, like, I'll give you how to evolve your Pokemon, or you're gonna trade something with me. Like, there really aren't side quests at all in Scarlet and Violet. Like, just the main story. I don't really like. I just don't feel that it's side quests. I mean, I guess there's a few things like involved with like taking the classes and stuff, but for the most part, there really aren't any side quests in this game, which is kind of like actually a disappointment, because like even other Pokemon games had side quests. Oh, and by the way, you played Sword and Shield. Don't forget Sword and Shield, or Shield for you.
I'm trying to erase the racist Jamaican Grookey evolution from my mind.
Dude, Rillaboom is not bad. Leave Rillaboom alone.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that one. That dude racist as hell. You got dreadlocks and he beats on the drum. Yeah, that's the
That doesn't make it racist.
That's a big ass Jamaican.
And tell you how it ain't racist. Tell you I'm like a secret agent.
Yeah, that's fine. And also too, what's the final evolution of that damn duck in Scarlet?
Quackleval?
Yeah, that's just a dancing Latina is all that is.
Well, why? Because you got that giant boot?
She is literally dancing bachata. Okay, that's the dance style I used to dance back in the day. It's bachata. So that's the biggest Puerto Rican is all.
Wow, that's not racist. Look, that is not racist. That's because they're using a zombie, I think.
Yeah, it takes place in Spain. I know they gotta represent. I get it.
Yes, exactly. Come on, don't be hating. You can't just call it racist because they have. I mean, look, they have over 1,000 Pokemon. I believe the Paldean that takes it up to like 1,005. Let me think. Okay, so
1,008.
It's either 1,005, 1,000. I'm gonna do the math real quick. Because Golden Gold is 1,000. Then after that, they have the two Paradox bosses, as I'll call them. And then they have the two legendaries. Yeah, I believe. Wait, I got the other four legendaries. Okay, the 4, 6. Yeah, okay, 1,008. Okay. That sounds like a good number.
Like I said,
I believe you.
I only know that because I actually saw it on my feed earlier today on Facebook. So it's the only reason I know that.
I got you. But yeah.
Anything else you wanted to say about Scarlet and Violet?
I also I like how they're trying with the raids. Like they're better than they were at Sword and Shield, but they are
So
still
quick.
glitchy as hell. Good looking. I was trying to solo Cinderace recently,
Mhm.
and like this fool, he got to a point where he starts attacking like 3 times in a turn. Like one time he KO'd me, and then I came back and I didn't even see what happened. I was KO'd again. Like I came back for like a 5 second timer, and I literally didn't do anything. I didn't even get to press something. There's like nothing. All of a sudden, I'm dead again. They talk about 10 seconds of revive. Like what the hell just happened here?
Yeah, it definitely happens.
So they need to fix like they have good ideals and things, but they need to definitely improve upon said ideals. That's what we'll put it at. But it's a good game. Hopefully, with the patches coming out, it'll be the game that we all deserve, and not 5 frame rates per second at certain points of time like that late. And no, I'm talking good things about it. So that's mine. You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. Go get 'em, y'all. If you ain't got Pokemon started about it, I suggest you go get it. If you're a Pokemon fan, it's an instant banger. If you're not a Pokemon fan, this might be what it takes to get into it. If you believe in like high FPS, you better wait until Switch 2 comes out.
Yeah, because like I was saying earlier, this one felt like a true Pokemon journey for me, like my first Pokemon journey. Because I actually had to, because okay, and Sword and Shield, I just basically went through the game using my main, just destroying everybody. And I didn't have to really try because my main was always like 10, 15, 20 levels above everybody else. So I just one-shot everything almost through the entire game. And even the final boss was easy. But in this one, from start to finish, I had to think about who I was using and what I was using and the types and stuff like that. I even had to use TMs, which I never did before really. And that was fun, giving them moves that they needed to, beat a specific boss, and coming across those crystal Pokemon. Those were pretty tough. And then the Titan ones,
Terra Pokemon.
the first couple of Titan ones weren't that bad, but then after that they got real tough.
Yeah, I agree with you all. In different ways. I had different issues. Honestly, my toughest thing was fighting the freaking first team star person, which was Mela the Fire Chick, because I was ill prepared. I think the only water type Pokemon I had on my team was Wiglet. Yeah, Wiglet. That's right, y'all. I had Wiglet. so it's like I was getting destroyed. I was actually going just fine beating her Pokemon, but then she bust out the freaking Starmobile. The most cheating thing ever. That thing is just OP. So look. Every turn, it gets a speed boost, which is unfair. It also is like immune to being burnt or something like that when you got help anything. I don't know. Look. I fought that thing. I was literally fighting that thing for like 45 minutes. It felt like Final Fantasy 13 when you have to fight that stupid Bell, whatever that evil dude is. Like that fight, like you just supposed to just go through it and all. That dude had me fighting him for like an hour and a half. I felt like that in this, but I used so many potions and revives and stuff. I was literally having to try to do some shenanigans till I could win. Like it was terrible. It is a good thing I had a Charcadet on my team because it had fire absorb. Like literally, I was switching Pokemon out so much. I didn't think I was gonna win, but I was like, I refuse to lose this fight.
That's one thing that gets on my nerves. Like when you get in a fight and you got the wrong Pokemon in, and it's like it gets hit and it's almost dead, and it's like almost your last one, and you got to keep like using like 6-7 turns just to use a potion. And I'm like, dude, you cannot have any more moves left, and it just keep going. Like, come on.
Yeah. Hurry up and you struggle, damn it.
Great game, man. Great game. All right, well, my game of the year is, drumroll please,
Relevant.
Sonic Frontier. No, I'm just joking. It's It's not Sonic Frontiers. It's God of War Ragnarok.
I knew it.
Yes. That was one amazing game, and it wasn't just recency bias because that was the very last game I played. I beat it day before New Year's last year. And
Oh, you mean yesterday or 2 days ago? This is January 1st, 2023.
Yes, I beat it 2 days ago. The real date's January 16th, but we won't tell anybody. Look back in time. But yeah, so when I first started playing it, I played the first maybe 3 hours of it. But then Sonic Frontiers came out. I think like maybe the next day or the day after that. I just got hooked with Sonic Frontiers. Like, I honestly thought that might have been my game of the year. I just could not stop playing Sonic Frontiers. I would wake up in the morning and play a little bit before work. And I would come home and just play for a couple hours. And I've not done that since Shadowbringers in Final Fantasy.
Good old Final Fantasy 14. Another shout out.
Yeah, but I was just definitely hooked on that damn game. But then when I finally beat it, I started playing a couple other things, and I just decided to just jump back into God of War. And after that was it. That story is just, man, that is one incredibly amazing story. Up there with definitely The Last of Us Part 1. The story is just so well done. Like, they each character gets to shine several times throughout this, 40-hour game. The PS5 definitely takes full advantage of this game. It's just it's so weird. I took so many screenshots. That's the mark of a great game for me personally. If I look back on any of my systems, my Switch or whatever, and my PS5, and check the screenshots, and the amount of screenshots per game is like the amazing mark for me. Every couple of minutes I would take a screenshot. And then they patched in a photo mode like halfway through my playtime, so I was definitely messing with that. And I've seen some incredible photos that people have taken of this damn game. It's just beyond gorgeous. If y'all need a benchmark for this game, 4K nipples. I will put that out there right now.
That Kratos' nipples.
There's others. I'm just gonna say 4K nipples. If that's your selling point, you should put that on the box. The soundtrack is beautiful. The gameplay is nice and varied. Part 1 was basically just Kratos and Atreus fighting. But you have so much more control in this game. There's so much more variation. They introduce at least 3 other weapons that you can get with Kratos. And I didn't know how they were going to do that, because at the end of the first game, they introduced a specific weapon that I won't spoil for anybody just in case you haven't played it in Blackout. But I didn't know how they were going to introduce more. And there's times that you feel so powerful as Kratos, but he goes through something in this game too. And there's other times that you just feel so incredibly weak as him. He's supposed to be the freaking God of War, and he's got so many different games out there that you just go and destroy people that were just mountains, you know what I'm saying? Biggest mountains. And in this game, you meet other characters that are so much bigger than him, like physically. And there's times where you just feel like baby Kratos. I'm like, dude, is he gonna get his strength back? And I'm glad to say he does, but the journey that you take with these two is just incredible, start to finish. The first one definitely leaves you on a cliffhanger. And this one does the same, but it's more of a wrap-up cliffhanger. It's a lot like the first Matrix. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So the first Matrix was damn near perfect movie, and it still holds up to this day. They could have ended it right there, but
they potentially should have ended it right there.
I love Revolutions. I don't care what, not Revolutions. Which one's
The second Enter the Matrix or whatever part 2 was, that was good, but no, that
part 2
third one
is Matrix Reloaded. I love Reloaded.
yeah, Reloaded was good. I'll give you that.
The third one.
That third one.
The third one was bad. I mean, the only great thing about the third one was being in the theaters.
It ended.
And being in the theaters and seeing that Dragon Ball Z type fight scene at the end. That was the best part.
That was about that was one thing the Dragon Ball Evolution was missing.
My jaw was literally dropped when he did that. I'm like, oh my god. But anyway, so God of War Ragnarok does the same thing. It leaves you with things with questions answered, but you look forward to the next installment. The characters were amazing. Almost there's not one throwaway character in this damn game. And when you think that somebody's going to be a throwaway character, they come back in a very meaningful way. And it's amazing. And the ending, it literally had me at the edge of my seat playing, wondering what could happen. There's so many surprise moments. And at one point, I really wanted to platinum this game because I did not want to stop playing it. But of course, there's other stuff I had to play. So.
Didn't have.
With that being said, that is my game of the year, and I can't wait for you to play them both eventually.
Yes, sir.
In the year 2030.
Hey.
It's okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
But you got Pokemon and Final Fantasy stuff to do every day. It's okay.
I do.
He said it's so sad. I told you, black ass. Carve out an hour a day for just one specific game, and then you will just chip away at your backlog. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
But he'll never do it. It's okay. All right. Well, with that being said, that is our Game of the Year episode, and I'm actually very, very glad to be back. So I really hope to do more, honestly. Excuse me. Life comes at you all kind of ways, but this is definitely one of my favorite things to do in the whole wide world. So hope to do more. I got several episodes.
Unrelated note, I just gotta say this.
Yeah.
I am the BWO World Champion, the only BWO World Champion, healthy throughout the year 2022. I am the champion, a champion. You best believe that.
You're so stupid.
Venom.
I actually talked to Greg tonight about an hour or so ago, and he was like jonesing for some BWO, so we will get the BWO back in order very, very soon. We need to have our first pay-per-view of the year and have all titles on the line. So,
Yep.
BWO. And with that being said, gamers, it is a new year, and hopefully everybody is safe this year and has a great year gaming. And don't forget to keep on
Leveling up.
Mm-hmm.